All right, everyone, welcome to the IWM broadcast of the iNRS Racing Series. And tonight we are at Homestead, and we are we're picking up the Straight Talk 200. Gosh, I am just fumbling tonight. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Rick Souza here with my broadcasting buddy, Sal Nicosia, for tonight. And Sal, Homestead, thoughts?
This is one of my favorite tracks to watch racing, especially here in the Cup Series. These cars have given us some really exciting racing over the last couple of years. With track temperatures like we're looking at today, we're going to see some tire fall off in a serious way. Hopefully a lot of good green flag racing and some strategy that comes into play here. But I'm really excited. This is going to be a great race tonight, I think.
All right. In fact, right now we're watching John Drudges qualify. A number of drivers, pretty much as you're aware, this is iRacing, so everybody qualifies at the same time. We are getting some best times. We'll post that. We've got some times are popping up.
Yeah, and some of these drivers, I think, what is it? Not everyone will race tonight. I think it's one will go home. So a few drivers here maybe sweating a little if Homestead's not their best track, just trying to put a respectable lap together to make sure that they're not the one on the outside looking in.
Yeah, and sometimes with qualifying here on iRacing, you've got to race a little conservatively because you don't want to touch the wall. That will really affect that will negate your qualifying run.
Yeah, those are always some of the most frustrating moments I know for me in the past where you're having a really great run and you can just slide up a little bit, just a little tip tap on that wall makes your lap invalid, which really stinks because you can have a real heater going and just have it negated by that. So hopefully these guys keep it pretty clean as they get qualified here and see how they all line up.
All right, while qualifying is about halfway through, let's go ahead and bring up what's happening on track. Let's get our race info. All right, here at Homestead, we've got 134 laps tonight. There is a stage break at lap 44 for a competition caution. There are no quick repairs, so if you're familiar with that on iRacing, this league does not have that. So if you break it, you own it, and you have to either wait out the repair or pack up the truck and go home. There are 5 sets of tires, one on the car when you get out there, and 5 stacked up behind you in your pit stall. They're at 75% fuel, and right now our initial calculation is somewhere between 45 and 50 laps.
Yeah, that'll make things really interesting for those green flag stops. Should be a lot of fun to see that happen.
Absolutely. So for the most part, I think there are about a dozen drivers still on track. As Sal had indicated, there are, I think now we've got up to 42. So depending on how it all plays out, 2 drivers will go home.
Yeah, and it's never, you never want to be that driver that goes home, but you hope that by at least coming out and engaging in the qualifying sessions and being around other drivers of this caliber, that you take something with you for the next trip around. But some drivers have strong suits here and certain types of tracks and certain styles. So it's you never know if you're an open car, what kind of chances you might have.
Well, and that's very much what you typically would have seen on a Sunday in NASCAR in real life. So many cars come to the track. They've only got so many positions, and those non-charter teams, you're all racing for a few spots, and you'll go home.
Yeah, that's the. I know we talk about it every week almost, but it is one of the more interesting parts of this league where you can have that charter and then secure your spot and have that ride all season long, and then some folks choose to roll their dice and race their way in. So, very cool stuff.
So last couple of drivers making their run. That's Simon Maggi with Rumble Racing in the 46. His first lap was clean, and he's done, and that wraps up qualifying. So while we take this about a 5-minute break, we'll call it for warm-up, it allows the admins to go through and see who actually makes the field and makes the cut and who does not. We were just talking earlier about international drivers here in this league, and there are a number of Canadians: Matt Persini, Martin Giroux, Martin Pinnell, Alex Murphy, as we just spoke about, Simon Magin, and also Jonathan Vernaskis. We can't forget Jay Schultz, who's I think is from Australia.
Wow, wow. That's dedication.
Yep.
I used to run a lot in the mornings, and those Australian guys are up late, the time difference. And for him to be here doing this at this hour, it's a dedicated racer.
Absolutely. All right, so let's go ahead and bring up our keys to tonight's event. All right, keys to the race. We racked our brains about it. Of course, this is Homestead. It's a mile and a half, but it's not the typical mile and a half. Most of the cookie cutter mile and a half, Charlotte, Vegas, they're all that D-shaped oval, with that elongated front stretch. This is not. This is a unique track where, as a driver, 1 and 2 look very similar to 3 and 4, but they
Yeah.
drive completely different.
Yeah, they sure do. Just totally different shapes, totally different ways that you want to approach as you're entering the tops of these corners, making sure you're not burning your stuff up or, getting in too deep and washing up into the wall. And that wall is going to jump out and it's going to grab you. So interesting to see how these guys approach some of their strategy here tonight, both from the pits to what lines they want to run and everything in between.
So we just received word from admin that the number 1 car, I think that's Hunter Hasting, and I think the 26, I'm looking for that to be sure I got the right number. That's Eddie Musso Jr. They were not able to get in their qualifying, and unfortunately, they were not able to make tonight. So that's our full field. And talking about the keys, so track position. We've said this before. Once you're able to get up front and you because it's so hard to pass. There's so much parity here in this league between the drivers. They're using a fixed setup, so the cars themselves have parity, and the drivers are so good in this league that it's so difficult to pass.
Yeah, and it's just going to make the strategy that much more important too, especially on pit road, trying to make sure that these guys are taking advantage of their comp caution and seeing how that can position themselves for later in the race. I wouldn't be surprised if you've seen a handful of these drivers tonight who feel confident in their ability here, take some risky strategy and try to get themselves good track position before they get into the later stages.
So track position dovetails with the number 2, which is tire wear. What we've seen before here is that you can, if you want to try to improve your position, gain some spots, you're going to do that at the risk of introducing a lot of heat and wear into those tires. And these are long green flag runs. If we stay that way, that means that you could be running 40, 45, 50 laps on your tires. And so after about 24 laps, it gets a little sketchy. So you got to figure out just how, whether you're going to hold back and kind of keep that in your back pocket for a bit and then charge at the end, or you're willing to gain as much as you can and then hang on to the next window.
Yeah, and it's all about timing and what the competitors around you are doing will impact your strategy as well. Saving tire and falling back in the field can be detrimental if other guys are going to run flat out and you have too many drivers that you're going to need to pass to get to the lead. But if you stay out and you run it hard and somebody does time it just right with that fresher, saved up tire, you could end up having to throw some big hack blocks in there to try to keep your position at the front. So it'll be interesting to see maybe how some of the teams get together and develop some strategy tonight and how everybody approaches it.
And finally, pit strategy. Well, again, this is 134 laps. We just said that's about 45 or so, 50 laps per. So that really is, if it stays green from the drop of the flag, that you'll see them coming in at laps, say 45, 90, and then you're good to go to the end. So we'll see specifically 2. We do have that competition caution at lap 44. So maybe we stay green up until that point, and then we'll see how the gloves come off after that. Unless, of course, that whole apple cart gets flipped upside down and we have cautions and things change. But
Yeah, and as that tire goes away, we might see that happen, depending on where these guys are running and how hard they're trying to push to make up spots, and it'll be interesting to see how it all unfolds tonight.
all right, so our warm up is over, and we are about to grid up as the drivers begin to drop into position. Let's go ahead and bring up our grid for tonight's event.
Here we go.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so leading off, sitting on the pole, Jordan Wenzel with Austin Wheeler on the outside. Vernon Broadbeck, Matt Persini bring up row 2, Corey Bunch and John DeRugeris in row 3. Jacob Musau and Tyler Lemon row 4, Garrett Walden and Gary Wells in row 5, Jeff Ramsdell and Austin Walton in row 6.
In row 7, you've got Lucas Whitehead and John Ledger, Dan Hughes and Alex Murphy, Tony Japs and Vince Burns, that's position 17, 18, and 19, 20, Musso and Jeffers. In 21st, Jonathan Varanaskas and Ty Bostic. 23rd is Richard Mills and Keith Fonseca.
In 25th, we got Paul Urban. 26th is Corey Ennis, Ron Fitting, and Jay Schultz. Josh Douglas in 29th with Christopher Cash in 30th. Bradley Reese in 31st with Matt Crockett in 32nd. Scott Thomas and Mike Campeggio in 33rd and 34th. Simon Magin and Martin Pinnell back there in 35th and 36th.
Wrapping up the field, Michael Whitley Jr. is in 37th. Robin Maldonado in 38th. You've got, as we look around the field, Martin Giroux is in 39th. Shane Trotter in 40th. And unfortunately, Eddie Musso Jr. and Hunter Hastings did not qualify and were not able to make tonight's meeting. All right. Well, we really appreciate you tuning in to the IWM broadcast here of the iNRS Racing Series. About to get this one underway. I'm really excited.
Yeah, I think this is gonna be a great one. They take the green flag and away we go tonight.
Two by two, but already midway through the back of the pack, we're already spreading out to 3 wide as these drivers are looking to try and improve their positions.
And as we talked about, that track position is so crucial, especially early. You're going to see drivers do things here early on, traditionally, that maybe you wouldn't at other places. But it's all part of the plan as they set themselves up for each stage of this race.
Already challenges to the front. You've got now Jordan Wenzel with the 10 of Vernon Broadback right on his tail.
There's some hard charging cars here.
There are, especially a little further back in the field. You can see 3 wide. Of course, we talked about earlier, this is a multi-groove racetrack, so you'll have some drivers that'll try that low groove, big groove, and then the high groove here at Homestead.
Yeah, and it's all about your comfort level, right? And a lot of these guys racing on triple monitors or ultra wide monitors, but running that wall can be real scary and trying to feel how wide that car is. A lot of guys try to split the line, and then, as you said too, that low line is typically a tire saving line, but you'll see drivers start to gravitate down there as they get more comfortable as the field stretches.
Caution has already come out here.
Oh,
couple drivers involved. Michael Whitley Jr. facing the wrong way. That's Bradley Reese as well in the 94. Michael Whitley in 36. Yeah,
looked like it was just a little love tap, and they ended up getting around. Nothing too serious, but certainly spun them the wrong direction. Yeah, that's as we were talking about even before the broadcast. That exit of turn 4 there is super slippery on fresh tires and on old tires as they wear out here. So,
looks like the 94 just got a little bit loose, and unfortunately, nothing he could do to correct it.
Yeah, driver on his inside, driver on his outside. Didn't have too many options, but to just kind of back it up there in the 36. I didn't realize he was going to check up probably before it was too late.
All right, so we are under caution just after a couple laps here at Homestead for a little bit of a two-car incident between Bradley Reese and Michael Whitley Jr. What I don't know is what happened to John DeRudris. He was up qualified as 6th, but wound up, I think, starting from the pits, and that has put him back in 38th
Oh
position.
man, that is super unfortunate for John. I don't know. Maybe the bathroom break pre-race was just a little too long and he missed it. But that is rough to have to, have qualified so well and then work his way now through the field tonight at a track where, like we have talked about over and over so far here, track position is so important.
All right, so right now it looks like that Vernon Broadbeck, I think, must have gone around. Let's go back and just see, in trying to figure out just what was happening at the tail end of the field, if Vernon was able to take over that spot from Jordan.
Yeah, I think as we were. Oh, here you go. Just all about timing when that caution came out. He just slides down to the low line there. Like you said, a couple different grooves here, and Broadbeck carried a ton of speed through there.
Yep. All right. All right, so that puts the number 10 of Vernon Broadbeck in charge of this restart. He's the control car, and that moves Mr. Jordan Wenzel to the outside.
No surprise, we see none other than a one Corey Bunch up here in the front four, with Matthew Parasini rounding out the top 5. A lot of familiar names at the front of the field the last few weeks in a row. This is my first year broadcasting here, so it's been interesting to see who the players who are comfortable at these tracks here, at least here early on, are week over week, and it's been a ton of fun to see how competitive they are and get these results we've gotten so far this season.
So I just received word, we're just saying, well, what happened to DeRudris on that? Just got word that that his racing comms had gone out, so he had to kind of back out and then come back in, and unfortunately that relegated him to start from the pits.
All right, so at least it wasn't a bathroom break gone wrong. Those are frustrating.
Always. All right, this field is coming back together here as we're about to drop off and go back to racing.
Pace cars in, missed the barrels.
Always.
And we're green. Green flag, great restart there at the front by Broadbeck, jumping up high as soon as he could just to take advantage of that top groove. He sticks it down low, actually, through turns 1 and 2 here. 2x2 behind him, but they're coming.
Yeah, this track is pretty hot. Let's bring up that weather, just show what track temperature is right now. 109 degrees at trackside. There's a, as we talked about before, there's always going to be a balance in how you run at this track. You can run the high line, but if you run it consistently with this temperature, I really feel there's a lot of right rear wear that you'll have to deal with.
Yeah, if you run it early, it won't run for long. If you're looking just to get that track position and you think maybe there's going to be some yellow flag action here in this race, maybe that's a strategy, but it does burn up in a real hurry on that right rear as you're trying to make up those spots on the top. See a few guys committing to it, but most of the field down here on the bottom.
All right, watching some good racing going on right now with these guys. Great shot down the front stretch. Oh, I think that's Corey Bunch up there running against the wall. I could be wrong. I'm trying to get a number there.
See Corey Bunch running side by side there with Matthew Parasini.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That's not Corey Bunch. That was the 99 of Tyler Lem, who was up into the safer barrier there earlier. Sorry, Corey.
Yeah, we got Burns, Whitehead, and Murphy running in a line here on the top side of the field here, kind of middle back. So they're trying something. You know, it'll be interesting to see what strategies play out as we get deeper into these laps. Yeah, Lem is running out. First of all, love Lem's paint scheme tonight. That all white DuPont Tyvek scheme. No, no favoritism there. But I grew up a Gordon fan, and those DuPont schemes were always hot. But really good looking race car running up there at the top of the track.
So Vince Burns is running currently in 12th. That's the red and blue 55 right there. And he is really committed, as well as a number of drivers you can see behind him. They're going to run this highline.
Yeah, they're not quite running it all the way to the wall where they're touching the wall or in danger of touching the wall. It's kind of like a half a car length off the top, but that'll get a little more difficult as time goes on, I'm sure. We'll see how they manage it.
All right, let's kind of bring up our tower, get a feel for where your driver is if you're following someone in particular. Austin Wheeler has now moved himself into second place in the 48.
Yeah, these front 4 or 5 here have really kind of gotten out on their own. Broadbeck, Wheeler, Wenzel, Perricini. Lem actually making a move there to get up ahead of Corey Bunch. And then you got Gary Wells. Gary Wells, Garrett Walden, and Austin Walton, sorry. Kind of running in a little bit of a pack as they're trying to chase these guys down.
So as we said earlier, we got a stage break at lap 44. We're currently already 13 laps in the books.
Part of the reason I looked forward so much to this race tonight, too, is because Homestead is one of these tracks where you get a lot of good green flag runs. I know the last 2 weeks we've had a little bit of calamity as we've gotten deeper into these races, as happens. It's racing. But really amped to see how these long runs play for these guys. And they're all one by one here, all the way back to another Walton, Austin Walton. Things start to get a little more interesting. The racing is happening here in the middle of the pack. These guys are trying to figure out where they're most comfortable and where they can get a lot of speed.
So Austin in the 17, running right in front of the 55 of Vince Burns.
Just staying committed to that top line as well as they can.
Oh, caution's out. Caution's out.
Oh, that's got collected quite a few. Martin Giroux, Simon Magin.
Yep, there's a piece of someone's bumper. Simon Magin, Martin Giroux, Christopher Cash, Richard Mills, all involved.
Looks like that one went down right by the start finish. Oh boy, he was on the apron there to start. Oh, things are getting loosey-goosey back here, all over the place.
Pretty far. Let's try. Not sure who to follow here. We'll just have to play it by ear. So
I think it was a synchronized kind of incident from a few drivers. Just getting loose. A couple of them. Trying not to come up the track, but it's tough there. Tough here as you're trying to make a run into that first turn. Oh, man, and they got collected up here, too, from that other spinner.
Yep. Well.
Still early. Get those repairs done.
That's right.
Try not to lose too much time and whip it around a couple of laps and see what you can make happen here. See what magic you can make happen.
Number of drivers on pit road taking care of maybe some damage that they incurred in that, but at the same time, your top 25 stayed out.
Yeah, not a huge surprise to see folks staying out here. I mean, the tire, if you're running in feeling comfortable already. It's only 17 laps. It would certainly be a bold strategy play to take a set this early. So just get your damage fixed, get on that wheel, see how far you can get here before the comp caution.
All right, we thank you for tuning in to the IWM Broadcast Network. We are so close to 2,000 subscribers. I think we are at 1,996 last night. We were so close. So
call your mom, call your friends, call your cousins, call your uncles. Come on, 4 people. Let's get over the hump here tonight, kids.
yeah,
Let's make it happen. When you're that close, I feel like a shameless plug is no longer shameless, you know?
We got to take it. Absolutely. All right, Vernon Broadbeck will be in charge of this restart as we make our way around the track. Currently in the middle of the backstretch. Oh, we have 1,999 subscribers. One more. Can you be that one more subscriber to push us over the top? We certainly would appreciate it.
You have the opportunity to be Mr. or Mrs. or Miss 2000. Not everybody can say that that's them, you know. Do not delay. Pace car is gonna come. Pace car is gonna come swerving off here. Broadbeck gets out to a big jump on the restart here. Always that inside line seems to have the advantage, and he is off and away as they sail it into turn 1. Back green here at Homestead-Miami Speedway.
We're in the backstretch. We've got good side-by-side action all the way back to the field as Vernon continues to leverage that advantage you get as that starter. But 3 wide, not 4 cars back.
Yeah, they are getting into it in the middle back and all over the place here, fighting for position. The 43, the 99, and the 22 are the ones I'm looking at. Apologies, gentlemen. The names aren't as big as my eyes can see, but
a lot's going on. Wreck in the back, big wreck in the back. Again, that caution's going to
yeah, all over.
Caution has not come out as of yet, but 2 cars have stopped on the track. At 36 of Bradley Reese was stuck there for a bit. Caution has flown again here at Homestead.
Bradley Reese, green car, but not a lot of luck coming off the back of St. Patrick's Day here.
Nope, not at all here.
Second time he's been caught up in something.
So I see Michael Whitley involved, Jonathan Vernoskis, Reed, Bradley Reed, and I think that's everybody.
These are the situations that drivers like, you know, like John, broadcast booth John, can make up some spots after starting in the pit. John DeRugis.
Not exactly sure how this started. Oh, right there. Let me just pause that.
And there, a little bit in the wall there.
Here it is.
Oh,
looks like
a lot of it in the wall.
A lot of pinching going on there. Oh, big contact.
Yeah. Oh, I think somebody was coming down the inside there, and the 3 wide just didn't work.
Oh, that's the 50. A little bit of a brush. No, that's not the 50. Sorry.
One coming up, one coming down there, though, trying to set up for that corner. The 60. And the 9.
Get a scramble in here. It's not always the... I don't know who that is. You know who that is? Hughes.
60 car.
It's Hughes. Last name is Hughes.
There you go.
Dan Hughes.
Dan Hughes. There you go. They shows different numbers on the iRacing side
Oh,
versus the broadcast side. So yeah, that slide up there
that 9 into the
was
33 was massive.
yeah, that's gonna put some real damage on those two guys. I mean, the 60 is gonna probably be the one who to get out of this with the least. But
Yeah, he got nothing, but the 9 is.
oh wow, we even went airborne. We did a little Ty Gibbs recreation there, huh?
Bowman
Wow.
Gray, yeah.
Bowman Gray all over. Bowman Gray, Coda, Dirt Wing Car. He's been up in the air all season.
It has not been his best season to date.
It's more
All
time in
right,
the air than on the track. That's never good.
never good. Well, we gave that probably more airplay than it deserved. Sorry, folks, but yeah, here we are. Caution number 3 has flown. Lap 23 here at Homestead. Bit unusual. We typically see long green flag runs here at this track.
We cursed them, I think. We said, I said it. I was like, this is going to be great. They're going to have such long green flag runs, and there's going to be such tire strategy. Not quite yet. Haven't quite got there.
Well, someone heard you, Sal.
Yeah,
We now officially have 2,000 subscribers.
Hey, congratulations to the 2,000 subscriber. Big round of applause. Get a bunch of W's in the chat here for the Mr. or Mrs. 2000.
Yeah, if you just subscribe to the channel and you're listening, post something in the chat. We'll call you out. We'll recognize you.
That's awesome.
All right. Well, Vernon gets to do it all over again. This is his 3rd attempt at this restart.
Getting a lot of good restart practice up here.
He's becoming excellent at it.
Consistent, if nothing else, as he gets the jump again and again and again. Get out of the way and get on down to that bottom line where he can get a little more comfort on the tire and sail off onto the backstretch.
Still all clean and all green right now. Mark Giroux just left pit lane. He was involved in those earlier incidents. A couple of drivers are still on pit road executing repairs. We saw the damage to the 33 of Lucas Whitehead. He is still there getting work done. Also Jonathan Barnaskis in the 9. Both of those cars we saw wrecked in that last incident there.
I got another yellow out here.
Looks like Christopher Cash. Christopher Cash in that 69.
From what I hear in the driver chat, there's some talk of net code or just a little slipping and sliding. Something happened here.
I think you're right. Slipping and sliding. He is super, and this is coming out of 4.
Yeah.
He's doing his best to hold on to it, but see the 94 of Whitley, he does not want anything to do with it. He's 38 is there. He slips by.
His luck is finally turning around. Yeah, this.
All right, no wall contact for the 69. He just has to maybe come in here and swap some tires.
Yeah, pretty fortunate on pretty fortunate not to make any big contact there. That's a tough stretch of the track to hang on and not have anybody run through you. Yeah, a couple tires back where we started. Re-rack them. Get Broad back another shot at a restart yet again.
Right.
Did get to see some good 3-wide action there for a minute between Tyler Lem, Jacob Mosau, and Gary Wells on that last little run. It's been a ton of fun just to see how you're going to get around. There's only so many ways to do it, especially at a track like this, and it's like something's going to give along the way. So,
well, we've already seen is that you've got gobs of drivers choosing to just run nose to tail in that high line, and they're clogging up that high line. So you're really left with trying to weave your way up through the rest of the track and try to find success. So let's go ahead and just take a quick look while we can and look at some gains. so far. So starting at the bottom, you got Matt Crockett, who is up 13 positions, up to 19. Now we see John DeRudris. He shows down 12 there, but that's because he qualified 6th, but then had to, not was it 6th or 4th, and then he had to bail out. It was 6th. He had to bail out because he had a communication issue with the car. Came back in, started all the way from the pits, and now he finds himself up to 18th. And big mover Scott Thomas, he's up to 16. Ty Bostic plus 12. Vince Burns up 10. So seeing some big movers happening here.
And it's just a sign of guys who are being patient and outlasting some of these incidents, and also as you're figuring out where you feel comfortable on this track and making some gains. Position by attrition. That is sometimes the way this goes, and as these drivers figure out how they want to get their inroads here tonight, we'll see that happen just by staying patient.
See the 46 of Simon Madgen, I think he has retired. So
he took some pretty serious damage there in that one wreck.
He did, yeah. And 2 others still trying to get repairs made. Again, the 33 and the 9. So Vernon starts with Austin Wheeler to his outside at the 81 of Jordan Wenzel, just behind, and of course Corey Bunch is right there in the 77 in the 4th position.
And all these guys are going to hopefully, buy whatever's on each other's rear bumpers tonight, because they've had a lot of time to look at it here on these re-racks. And away they go. Green flag, green flag,
we're wrecking at the start. We did not get underway. Ty Bostic went around, got caught in something.
That is unfortunate. Just stacked up. I mean, that's unfortunate.
Looks like the 43 of Walden. That's Garrett Walden to the inside, and he just comes up.
Yeah, just I don't know what happens there, honestly. Pushing too hard or in the wrong gear, but
I bet you it's the wrong gear. We can take a quick look at that. Hang on one second. Let's go on board.
Thing looks like it power steered up and right there.
So we're in Garrett Walden's cockpit. You see gear number 2 there. Waiting on the restart. Does he accidentally downshift? No.
I'm not really sure what happened there. Maybe he sneezed, a cat jumped on him. Something happened that was unorthodox. I have a hard time believing that you just are hanging a right-hand turn up into the guy up on top of you there on a restart. But
it looked like he was counter steering at the same time, trying to.
Yeah, a little bit of wheel spin maybe, but it's a curious one.
See Walden's coming down the road. He's got a little bit of damage there to the 43. See what he can get repaired. Ty Bostic is in on the road.
It's because I said something, Rick. I'm telling you, I apologize. I put the whammy on somebody tonight.
Oh, broadcaster's curse happens every time.
It sure does.
.36 gets his lap back, or a lap back. right. So this will be lap 32. We are just 12 laps away from stage number 1. And a caution will fly. For the most part, majority of these drivers at the front have not come in. Pretty much the top 13 or 14 have not come in. Then, depending on incidents, a few sprinkles have come in below that.
And we've seen almost more action on pit road than we have out on the track so far tonight. Before we get to this first competition caution, it should be interesting though, as it will play differently into some of these drivers' strategies as they've had to spend time on pit road repairing. Maybe they've gotten themselves a fresh set of tires. You might see some guys try to stick around and stay out longer through the next pit cycle, get their laps back, whatever the case may be. But should shuffle things up here a little bit.
All right, we're back underway.
Vernon Broadbeck getting that jump yet again, but Austin Wheeler getting closer and closer to reining him in every time. We talk about how Broadbeck's getting all that practice, but Wheeler figuring it out and timing his jumps a little better. There he goes, diving down to the inside. Going to give him a run for his money here as he can hold him off through turns 3 and 4. A little bit of yeah, he's going to drive up and out and away from him there to take the lead. Broadbeck starting to fall back here again now on the outside as Wenzel and Bunch make a run.
So Austin Wheeler takes over the lead here at Homestead. See Wenzel, Broadbeck, and Bunch kind of take that high line.
They carried a ton of momentum around on that top, and we see Broadbeck slide up and get in line with them right in front of Bunch there. Tyler Lem running that top line as well still. Top line, ripping up against the wall. It's only for the brave.
We can ride on board with Tyler Lem to give our viewers an appreciation of just what that looks like.
Ain't much room for error there, huh?
None whatsoever. You can see it in his rearview mirror. You can see here. See him fighting that wheel a little bit, steering and counter steering a bit just to stay off that. Gently, a little too close there. But you're just gonna baby that throttle.
Yeah, that's the hardest part, is having the focus and the concentration lap after lap after lap to kind of keep it from washing up, especially as the tires go away, right? It's not the same repetitive motion you're going to feel every single lap for the entirety of the race. It's going to change underneath of you, which makes it that much more complicated and, gives drivers like Tyler Lem, that much more appreciation for the skill they have.
So he's doing it 180 miles an hour plus here on the backstretch.
Yeah, just a casual 180 cruising around, no problem.
Yeah, 181, whatever it takes.
Yeah, this right front and right rear suspension camera angles, I'll tell you what, as I'm perusing through, it is, the camera's going inside of the wall, so it's like, that is how close you really are here.
So Tyler's committed. He is pretty much running that high line. But Austin Wheeler continues to lead. Jordan Wenzel is in second. Vernon Broadbeck in third. But don't count out 77 of Corey Bunch and Tyler Lem right there. Further on back, let's bring up our current tower. We've got Eric Jeffers in the 12 making a good show. And really some good battles, just like right back here, right behind them. That's like 8, 9, 10 on back. See Vince Burns running that high line, and really too wide here. It's the 28 right there of Joe Musso with the 24. Back to back, that's Matt Veracini. 31 of Alex Murphy up top behind the 55.
Don't look now. That's John DeRugis coming up.
John D now up to 13th.
No bias, but us broadcast guys got to pull for one of our own sometimes, you know.
I mean, John had so much respect for this league, couldn't wait to get in, and that's he was the broadcaster last year, and decided he's going to run this year. So, all right, 4 laps to go here at stage 1.
A lot of good action in this group. Musa and Pericini here having the cuffs, the gloves are off. It's fisticuffs. Pericini gets to his inside there and finally squeaks by him, but there were a few moments there where maybe he saw a little too much of the bumper of Musa.
Good moves by the 59 there. He's down again on the 13. But, you're right, that battle is happening with Matt Veracini right there in the 24. To the high is the 31 of Alex Murphy.
I always forget we have two Musa. That was Joseph Musa back there battling with Matt Pericini.
Also right there is Gary Wells. Gary is in the 52, currently showing in 8th. You see him right there on the high side, and then blue and red Chevrolet.
He's one of these drivers that seems to have committed to that like tar line split here, where there's that very faint tar line up toward the top. A couple guys getting together in the back of the field there, bouncing off the wall, but I don't think we'll see a caution here.
Oh, that car is destroyed.
Oh,
that
yes.
31 is definitely destroyed.
Oh, and he's taking a few.
72 go around. Definitely a wreck here at the back. Our 6th caution of the day coming out right here. Unfortunately, at pretty much at the stage break.
Yeah, it sounds like they're gonna call it there for the stage break.
That's Jay Schultz involved. See if we can see just what happened here at the back. So we saw the 31. I think that's what started it.
Curious to see what put him up there. I seen a car on the bottom of the track. Yeah, there was an initial hit, it looked like, that came a little earlier on.
Back just a little bit here because he's got some major.
Oh, yeah. This looks like it starts way, way back.
It does. So we're watching the 31. He gets loose. He's super loose coming out of 4. The 59 just gets by, and unfortunately, that's
one of those deals that's tough. I mean, as he's trying to collect it, that car behind him just couldn't figure if he was going to try to run it high or if he was going to duck down low. And
well, the 31's got that toe link is broken on that car. He can't turn, and unfortunately, that caused him just to wash right up and right back on the racing surface and collect a lot of guys.
See lots of guys on pit road right now taking tires, getting
like
themselves set up.
All right, so with that, our field is pretty much all on pit road, with the exception of 2. They've come in yet. They may, if they were a lap or so down, they may come in next time by.
I know it's not a special paint scheme night, but there's some good looking cars out on the track tonight.
There are, yeah.
I like Corey Bunch's car. I like this PPG car of Eric Jeffers.
All right, so the race off pit road was won by the 81 of Jordan Wenzel, followed by Austin Wheeler, Corey Bunch, Tyra Lem, Matt Pericini, Vernon Broadbeck. All right, so that pretty much the admins called it at that caution. They said, okay, that's our stage break, so that's behind us and out of the way. Stage 1 is completed.
Now I think we're going to see. I don't know. I'm not. I'm going to keep my lip zipped of what we're going to see. I'm done putting the whammy on these guys here tonight.
Well, what I do know is that that's 46 laps. Everybody came in at lap 44. Their tanks are full. They've got new rubber on the car. It's basically a do-over.
Hopefully that first stretch of racing gave everybody, they got it all out, you know, and now it's time. Everybody understands how far they can push things, where they can push it, and who they can push, and they'll go back green here with Jordan Wetzel leading them out.
29, 30 cars are currently still on the lead lap.
And Wetzel got a great jump there. As they fan out behind him a little bit. Tyler Lem going back that top line. Wenzel jumps up there. Give a little way to the line beneath him. They're all on these nice fresh tires.
They're battling side by side. 99 still commits to that high line.
Yeah, Austin Wheeler made that move to run side by side. He's giving him a run for his money here.
Oh, he wants the lead.
For sure.
48 down below. He's at the 77. Corey Bunch right on his tail as they fan out here on the backstretch.
Yeah, that top line getting a good run there. As Wenzel jumps back out to the lead, dives back down to the bottom.
Took advantage of that high line run and then dropped down.
Ooh.
Oh, spinning.
Oh,
Oh, the
no.
99's out of shape. He holds it though. He holds it. No caution at this time.
The 77 looked like he got a.
Oh, caution has been thrown.
Yeah, the 77 looked like he just got a piece of him, and there wasn't much they could do there. Yeah, so a couple things going on in this one.
Yeah, so go ahead.
Yeah, so this looks like the 48 gets a little squirrely here as we roll the tape forward. The 77 is making a run here as the 48 gets a little loose, and I think the reaction from the 77 to what's going on with the 48 there, he just corrects when he doesn't have to, which, you know, split-second decision is not an easy one to make, and he just taps that 99 on his outside, and the rest is history. I mean, for all the negative in that situation, good on the 48 for holding it down low. Hopefully not too much damage there for the 99.
Looks like just a little right side scuff on that paint.
I don't think there was too much else anything that happened behind them. I don't think so.
No, I think that flew just for that incident. All right, 51 laps complete as we wind our way. We got 134 tonight. I'm sure there's probably going to be some discussions, some verbal comments between those drivers.
I have the driver's radio on in my ear here.
How's that going?
Well, honestly, they're more understanding of that particular situation than I would have been, for certain. That's why I'm in the booth and they're down there racing on the track. They have the temperament for it. I think the only one who got a little frustrated there was our friend John D. I think he got a little collected there, bumped around at the end. Just guys paying attention to each other, but pretty understanding of that incident. I think as they're all playing pretty nice despite the yellow.
John D was up to 17th or 12th. Unfortunately, he now finds himself at the tail end of the lead lap. So
It's tough. You try to avoid an issue and keep yourself in the race, and things can always be avoided. But sometimes why they call it racing.
actually, I think he may have gone a lap down.
Oh wow.
I don't know. We're waiting for timing to correct itself. We'll see how it all goes. Next time, currently showing in the lucky dog position is Ron Fitting in the number 3. Well, I take that back. It's either he or Jeff Ramsell. We'll see how it goes once we go back to green. We'll give you who that lucky dog is and if it holds.
Pace car off and away they go. Wenzel out front yet again.
Broadback drops from that high line right down to the groove there on the low groove to try and do something. He's right there with the 81.
Yeah, we saw him kind of fall back in a sequence there prior to that caution, and was running up at the front a lot of these laps. On these fresher tires, he's making a charge back up here to the front. P2 to Jordan Wenzel right now. Oh man, not for long though. Shoot, side by side. Got a great run there. Able to jump it back up to the top. Now, once he's on this top line, he'll be able to carry some good speed.
Of course, we always wonder, can he hold it, or is there a crossover that's going to happen? But they are in a drag race here.
And just a little wiggle there by Broadbeck on the exit of 4. Something that happens while you're pushing these cars. They are trading a little paint. They are side by side. You couldn't fit a playing card between those two cars.
Good battle up at the front. 81 is low, 10 high as they continue to battle. No one's giving an inch here. That higher line has always been a little faster, but hey, look, they're 3 wide right behind.
And the yellow's out here for something.
And the yellow flies. I'm not sure why that yellow flew.
Nor am I. I was kind of bouncing through the field here on my my handy dandy iRacing camera, but I did not see any smoke or any sort of major incidents.
I think John Drudris is retired.
Uh-oh.
Not sure what happened there. You'll see that Christopher Cash has made it to the, he's showing in the pits. Alex Murphy. I'm not sure what that caution is for. Just know the caution has flown. See Fred up in the flag stand waving that flag.
Fred's getting his work in tonight, I'll tell you what.
He has got some incredible right bicep and triceps happening.
Yeah, Fred's going to want to go to his manager after this weekend and let him know how much he's putting in, because he has been a busy guy here at Homestead.
I'm wondering if John DeRugis may have lost internet connection.
Yeah, it seems like he had some issues earlier on, right? Having to start from the pit there because of a connection issue, and unfortunate if he can't continue here with those connection issues. It's part of iRacing that, differs from the real world, but can cause just as much frustration as some on-track things. He's trying to compete for points and stay consistent with some of the finishes he's had here this season so far.
All right, number of drivers on pit road. Scott Thomas made a stop. Garrett Walden also came in. Ty Bostic is in as well. He was involved in an earlier incident. Good opportunities for to come in and make some repairs. But Vernon Broadback will restart. He has been the master of the restarts so far tonight here, lap 58 of 134. As we work our way towards halfway. We'll have Jordan Wenzel in the 81 to the outside. Matt Persini finds himself in third. Austin Wheeler fourth. Derek Jeffers fifth. Corey Bunch is in sixth.
Yeah, we've seen the same kind of group here. You could throw a blanket over them week over week, compete in the top 10 habitually. It's been good to see as we're getting, there's a long season ahead, a long one. I was looking at the schedule today. I stopped counting after about 10 races past where we are now. So we got a lot of weeks to make or break or see things change and new contenders rise to the top.
All right, that brings to an end our 8th caution of the night.
Green flag flies and away they go. A little bit of moving around. Broadbeck trying to figure out where he wants to be here as he enters turns 1. Matthew Perricini doing the same here. Seems like guys are getting a better entry here if they enter higher and then dive low.
I think Recchi in the back. Flags coming back out. So someone going around. Can't tell you who that was. I think it was Mike. There it is. It's Mike Campeggio. I'd say it was a single car incident, but he may have had some help from the 72. Let's just see.
Yeah, I heard Campeggio come over the radio and say that he felt like he just got loose on it. Yeah.
Unfortunately, it came across the nose of the 74.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
72, rather, sorry.
Yeah, just overcooked it on the exit of that turn, and unfortunately,
that's...
somebody below him there that kind of gave him the little spin a willy move, and not too much damage. Set of tires, he should be okay.
That was the 72 of Jay Schultz, who unfortunately became the victim of that little bit of loose car that Mike Campeggio was battling. But okay, let's do this again.
Over and over again. Feels like these cautions just, they're the predominant part of this broadcast tonight, Rick.
It certainly has been peppered. We have been pacing a lot tonight, but I am hopeful that these guys will figure it out. They've got one more stop to make at some point.
You got to think the cautions do play into part of the, how they'll approach their stops, just because of they're not burning as much fuel. So you never know if this continues. You could see guys run out a little further. There's no more competition caution or anything like that. So you might be planning for pit stops a little later in the race now, as opposed to when you started this, thinking about how long your green flag runs were going to be.
So I think this hot track is certainly playing into that slipping and sliding coming out of 4. But not terrible. All right, so Vernon Broadback will again be in charge. large and in charge of this restart next time by. We'll go back to green flag racing at lap 63. Just 4 laps away from halfway. A little bit of door-to-door action there between the 10 and the 81.
They're talking about it right now, recapping some of their door-to-door action here as they get ready for the restart. Funny to listen to these guys kind of joke with one another as they're trying to figure out exactly how to get a jump on each other. You know, they're joking around that the only way to get around them is to get into the door of one another. But
question is just how much of a strategy is the 81 going to play here? Does he jump it? You don't want to jump the start, but you want to be able to anticipate it.
Away they go. Broadback again.
Yeah, he did a great job in setting out with really nobody there. But what we have seen is the field does catch up. You know.
Yeah, after about a lap and a half, they seem to really get the momentum rolling as they're able to hit their marks and time their entries in a way that really allows them to get through these corners with as much speed as possible.
That door-to-door battle is right there with the 48 of Austin Wheeler and the 81.
Yeah, I think Wheeler just pushed it in there really, really hard and washed up. Good on him for, you know, maybe burping the throttle and not washing through him. To see him kind of start to drift back. He's in that middle lane.
You got 20 laps on these tires, which is just about the time. Well, I'll take that back. We have 20 official laps on these tires, but maybe half of those are under caution. So. We get a good green flag run here, get 10 laps in, that's going to get a little slippery.
Yeah, it's a little slippery, a little slidey, especially the track temperature here today. It's a hot one.
Not too terrible for South Florida, but just a beautiful day here on the track.
Something I never realized about this track, if you look on like Google Maps, Homestead-Miami Speedway, it's like a stone's throw from the Bahamas. I mean, you are really, really, I didn't realize how, like, really close to, you know, the bottom of Florida you are here in Homestead. No wonder we wanted to come here so many years for the championship race to finish off the season. It had to have been driver's favorite location on the schedule for a number of reasons, but the weather, I'm sure, played a factor.
You got weather, you have the nightlife and scene of Miami, and you know what? You're not too far from Key West, so there's just lots of great things happening here in Homestead-Miami.
Yeah, definitely one for the bucket list. That's for sure. Vernon Broadbeck is driving away. You know, it was a little bit closer there for a while. Once it looked like he had a little something for him, but he is driving away from him as the back is getting a little bit strung out. Let's see, check in. Tyler Lem still running the top. Steady Eddie up there, just staying true to that strategy.
Yeah, he's committed. He's figured that this way he's gonna make it happen. He's and you'll see it even in the officials here. We run those this week. It's just how they run.
I think it's going to pay off in the long run. I think he'll get great speed. You see him getting kind of bottlenecked there a little bit, but you know, a clear, clean track ahead of him. I think he's going to make some pretty significant gains if they can get a good green flag.
I think that's the key. They've got to get green flag runs, and that top will pay dividends. Without it, these short runs of, you know, of 8-10 laps and a caution, 6-7 laps and a caution, that doesn't benefit anybody.
No. Especially as that run goes on, the top rubbers up a little bit better, you get going in a hurry. Looks like quite a few drivers have started to adopt that practice of running the top.
But as you said earlier, It's not for the faint of heart. It's you're just a small mistake from winding up being sucked into the safer barrier and dragged all the way back to the tail end of the field.
And that wall grabs when you make contact with it. It's not like, oh, let me just glance off this wall and then get. If you get into the wall, it will hold on tight and you will lose position. So there is a big risk of running there, but there's a big reward too.
So Brennan Broadback has stretched out just a little bit here. We can kind of bring up his. He's got about a half a second plus over Jordan Wenzel, who has another almost half a second back ahead of Austin Wheeler.
Yeah, they are just in line, first through fourth, fifth, sixth here, before we start to see a little bit of variation in the lines being run. But that's part of these green flag run strategies. Hopefully, we see more of this come into play.
See the 12 of Eric Jeffers there, and the 24 of Matt Perosini running side by side, getting around the 99 as they try to make a charge towards the front. I think what's really hurting the 99 of Tyler Lem is he's making maybe just a little bit too many contacts with that wall.
It's just little tiny brushes with it are probably pulling him back just a scrooge every lap. Tough thing to do, like we've talked about all night. It's a tough thing to do to judge as the tire falls off, which is, I think, why so many drivers up here toward the front are running that bottom. But the 24, the 12, the 99 all bunched together here, trying to get through.
Yep. A couple of big movers here watching Eric Jeffers. He is up 15 positions now, showing in the 5th spot. Also, John Ledger up 5. He's now in 9th, in the 19.
I just want to know what these guys have for Vernon Broadback here. Vernon's running a heck of a race. He got out to that big jump, which is fantastic, but he is over a second ahead of the rest of the field right now.
I want to quickly point out Michael Whitley Jr. We saw him involved in some of those earlier incidents, but he now finds himself all the way up to 13th plus 24 positions. He started 37th.
Position by attrition, Rick. That's what we're talking about. Just hang in there long enough, get your stuff fixed up. If you're gonna wreck early, get back out there, and that's certainly what it seems like he's been able to capitalize on.
Back up front, Broadback is just he's just got clear Stalin all by himself.
Yeah, and he's gaining ground as we go on here. Just a second ahead, almost 1.1 now as he's pushing through these corners.
Yeah, let's take a lap with Vernon. Just watch what line he's running.
What I've seen, he just seems to carry the entry so well. So much momentum as he carries through there, going from top to bottom. Really takes advantage of the exits here. But right there is, yep, as he's able to exit, he's not making any mistakes. There's no blips in the throttle. He's using every inch of that track to get ahead.
We tag the wall a little bit there.
That's just a sign. Ooh. A sign of the tire fading off there as Austin Wheeler and Matt Perosini trade a little paint. Wheeler looked like he just got a little bit loose, but they'll fall in line behind each other 1-2.
You know, Vernon's not. He's. You think the high line is the way to go, but
he's using it all. He's using the whole track.
Absolutely.
just interesting to watch too. You know, see some of these qualifying laps, and as guys qualified really well, and how the race varies so differently. You know, a lot of people. You know, I'm a bad test taker. I'm a bad qualifier. That can be true because when it comes time to put rubber to the road here, even the top qualifiers aren't always the leaders of these races. I say that, but wasn't Jordan Wenzel sitting on the pole here to start this race?
Yeah.
And there he is in P2. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I'll just zip my lip now.
Matt Piercy started 4th. He's in 4th. Eric Jeffers, the interloper, he started in 20th. He's now up to 3rd. But Jordan Wenzel was pole. Vernon Brodbeck started in 3rd.
Yeah, I was too busy paying attention to Eric Jeffers' paint scheme earlier versus how many spots he had made up. Thank goodness you're here because I was just lost in the sauce over here.
We're watching Vernon Brodbeck just kind of stretch it out, just over half a second in front of Jordan Wenzel as these guys are kind of setting themselves a little bit apart from the field. But, right there in back, the battles continue. Eric Jeffers and Matt Piercini.
There's a couple of good battles. Austin Wheeler's always seems to find himself battling. He's battling kind of ways back there with Corey Bunch. As they're side by side, ready to come through turns 3 and 4.
Yep. Tyler Lem's not giving up. He's showing now in 5th, still running that high line.
Yeah.
But I think he's avoiding the wall a little bit more this last couple laps.
He's definitely riding that half lane kind of off the wall, which at this point I think is probably a smart choice.
Yeah. It's also a little bit of paint and a little bit of pride on that right side.
Yeah. Hopefully not too much speed. The 24 of Pericini is running a similar line to what Brodbeck is running when he can, because it's more obviously as you're getting mired back in traffic, it's harder to set your entries up and do different things. But rolling the top, diving to the bottom, using up the whole track, trying to make the pass here on Jeffers.
You're on board with Matt Pericini right now.
Not quite enough space to slide job up there and get it done.
You've really got to run your race at this track. You cannot be concerned about that driver because it's completely two different lines. You can take that wide and diamond the corners and get yourself in and out of turns 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. Or you take what we saw with Tyra Lem and others. They're just trying to do their best to stay a foot or so off that safer barrier, and that's how they're running.
Yeah. Being patient, I think, is a big deal here too. As we saw Pericini finally get around Jeffers. I mean, if you can't get around them this lap, and you're running, you're running faster. Making sure you stay patient is crucial, because one slip up here, it's not just you and the guy you knock into, but it could be quite a few behind as well, as these tires are wearing off and guys are getting looser and looser as this green flag run stretches out.
So now what we're paying attention to is the fact that let's look at some last laps. So let's bring up some data here that gives us our last lap times. So you can see Vernon Brodbeck last turn at 33.89. Jordan Wenzel 33.87. Pericini at 33.88. And actually,
playtime's over. They're running.
Jordan Wenzel has now caught the bumper of the 10.
Yep.
And is making a move.
Side by side down the backstretch. Maybe there was a little tire saving going on here. Wenzel making him look like he stands still. Trying to make that pass there.
And new leader, Jordan Wenzel, reclaims that first position. That's where he started this race. And here we are, lap 87. Takes back home.
And he drove it from about a second back. You can see if Brodbeck has similar tire left. We're running kind of a similar line, but Broadbeck obviously got way out of way.
So they're right around just lap times, not paying attention to the caution effect. They've just did 43 laps.
43 green flag laps?
Well, 43 laps. I can't tell you how many.
Oh, gotcha.
I don't have that data.
This has been a great run for these drivers.
Yeah, they needed this.
Yeah, for sure. Get all bottled up, yellow after yellow after yellow, and it's finally time to let the cork off and get a run like this, and it's got to feel good.
But at some point, they've got to get one more stop in.
For sure. And they are, I mean, getting closer and closer to the window here. We're almost to lap 90.
Yep. Once they hit lap 90, that leaves there's 44 laps to go, which means they could easily finish what they've got.
See one car diving down low there. As one car looked like he was got a little slope in the wall in the backstretch. A little bit of action going on all over, so.
Jordan Wenzel now has a full second gap over Vernon Broadbeck. I guess payback a little bit there.
And Broadbeck can't seem to figure how to keep it up there with Wenzel, because he's getting caught just as quick by Matthew Pericini and Austin Wheeler.
Yeah, it's like he tried that last lap or so just to try to run that high line, and I don't think it's working for him.
He's searching for speed around this track somewhere, and I'm not quite sure. I don't think it's a line issue as much as it is just the tire on that car is roasting off. Oh, we hear the first drivers thinking about coming to pits here. Crockett on the radio.
That would make sense. Yep, Matt Crockett in the 21 is on pit road.
All eyes are going to be on Jordan Wenzel, though, to see when he decides to come down. A few folks might think they could stretch it, but
I think it's pretty much once you hit lap 90, which we just did. It's 42 laps to go. If it stays green, they could easily make it with once they do their refueling stop. And if a caution comes out, they don't have to go in. So it's really now just up to your own individual pit strategy, what seems to work.
Yeah. You hear Broadbeck saying just now, too, that he's ready to come down pit road as well. So that's one of the first drivers here toward the front of the field that's going to make that decision. Gary Wells now as well, too, coming in.
Yep, number of drivers on pit road. We're watching Vernon Broadbeck here making his stop.
It looks like Ford Fresh and Fuel. Just about everybody who came to pit road. The few that have come so far.
As you can see, that pit road exit is that one-lane road, and you've got to be right on it because a simple mistake and you'll wind up spinning out coming off of pit road.
Yeah, it's a narrow one, narrow and long. It's tough to get out off of pit road here and make sure you're not getting into the grass and putting yourself in a position to slip and slide.
Now, what that does is that once you come on to pit road, you will wind up getting lapped. This is how it all plays out. Pretty much on and off pit road is about 44, 45 seconds, and making it around is around 34 seconds. So you can see how that all plays out.
And everyone will have to come to pit road here at some point.
Absolutely. I don't see anybody who No, everybody has to come down pit road. You've got John Ledger and Michael Whitley now coming down pit road, as well as Shane Trotter. But as you said, all eyes are on Jordan Wenzel and really Matt Parasini and Austin Wheeler, Corey Bunch, and Tyler Lem. That's top 5.
Be interesting to see how many laps a 10 of Vernon Broadbeck can make up. Or, I'm sorry, how many positions he can make up, or how close he can get back with the field as he's on the fresher tire. Tony Japp saying he's coming down the pit road. You getting them in drips and drabs now.
"97 laps complete." It may just be in Jordan's head. Okay, I'm just going to come down lap 100. Come hell or high water, that's where I'm going to choose to come down safely. Eric Jeffers on pit road. Joe Musso on pit road.
And you have to think there's a plan for Wetzel. He is committed to this run right now.
Well, and you can't ignore the fact that he's got over 2 seconds of gap between himself and the 24. He's just in a groove. I mean, he is just doing a great job. Tyler Lem is coming down pit road. And that's also Paul Irvin. That's Pinnell leaving. Josh Douglas also on pit road coming down.
Corey Bunch looks like he's going to take a shot down.
77 Corey Bunch. Austin Wheeler on pit road.
Here he comes. Jordan Wenzel going to come by this time. Lap 100, just like you said, Rick.
Let's watch Jordan Wenzel and
going to want to get it all right this time. No mistakes on pit road.
well, this is the money stop, right?
This is it.
You got Matt Parasini, Jacob Musso, Garrett Walden, all coming down this time by.
While that action's happening on track, on pit road rather, I should say, Vernon Broadbeck making another good run back up here. Tough to get the timing and scoring right here. Oh, there it is. Okay, Jeff Ramsdell, Jai Schultz, Mike Campeggio, your 3 new leaders, or your top 3, your new top 3. As we get through the cycle.
Now, interestingly enough, Jordan Wenzel's going to come out. He's going to show up in 5th. Jeff Ramsdell in the 97. He came in last at lap 60.
Talk about a run.
Yeah. So he's got.
How's he not running on fumes?
No, at lap 60, he's got. This is just lap 43. Plus, he has some cautions. He probably has another 10 laps or so of fuel now. So he can kind of hold out, wait for a green flag. A yellow flag, I bet. Plus, it gives him the opportunity to lead a lap.
Yeah, get the points, the playoff points here for leading the lap here. iNRS lead. Always feels good to run out front, though, even if you know you're off the cycle.
That's right.
I got my eye on that 10 car, though, making a strong push to the front again.
He's officially scored in third, but he's about 20 or so seconds off the leader, but not far behind is Jordan Wenzel, just a couple of seconds behind.
And these two are really going to be the ones that are going to battle it out. That 100-lap strategy by Wenzel might be one that pays off as these, Ramsdell and Campeggio have to pit at some point. Having that newer tire that Wenzel has could play a factor.
Yeah, he's got 8 laps of fresher tires, and we're not far away from 29 laps to go, so we're winding down here. At some point, we do expect to see the 97 of Jeff Ramsdell, as well as Mike Campeggio in the 5 on pit road. Those are the 2 drivers who pitted last on lap 60. And there we go. Oh, that man. So I think Mike, was that the 5 of Campeggio? No.
I think there were 2 cars looking to get down to pit road there. Only one could make it.
Yeah. Let's go back and see if we can.
That's part
I
of the
think
game
that was Jeff Ramsdell. I could be wrong.
Yeah, just a little miscommunication as they were trying to make something happen there. The 97 slowing up to get down pit road.
Was that the 60?
The 60 come flying through. No contact, so that's good. And then kind of maybe corrected because he thought he was cooking it through there a little bit, but no harm, no foul. Code
right.
Brown maybe might have to put that fire suit in the wash first thing, but
all right, well, that does leave right now the 5 of Mike Campeggio. He is currently shown as the leader, but he still has to pit, and here he comes. So that puts Vernon Broadbeck back up in front.
The cycle is complete for the most part.
Yep, circle of life.
Jordan Wenzel still a second and a half back of Vernon Broadbeck. 26 laps to go. It's really a timing thing here. Will those newer tires be a difference maker as he tries to run them down? I say a second and a half and then look up and it's only 1.3. So that gap is closing. He's making some good ground.
And at some point, you can see the track map up in the upper right-hand corner. The entire field is spread out to every corner of this track, and you'll encounter lap down traffic soon enough.
Oh, absolutely. Every part of this track, there's a car running on it in one place or another. So will come into play. I'm sure these two will be pushing as hard as they can here, but keeping that lap traffic, using that lap traffic to your advantage can be part of the strategy.
Just 25 laps to go here at Homestead in the iNRS Racing Series in the Straight Talk 200. Thank you for tuning in to the IWM Broadcast Network. Certainly do appreciate you doing that, especially each and every week. We ask if you could just like and subscribe. We just crossed over to the 2,000 subscribers. So thankful for our audience each and every week. Whether you watch live or you pick this up tomorrow, we certainly do appreciate it.
And you guys are running races all week long. There's all kinds of action-packed things happening here. So you're not just subscribing to this series, but a multitude of others with action just as competitive as what you're seeing here tonight. So
Yeah, we can definitely fill your Wednesdays and Thursday nights, and sometimes others. Of course, next week after Homestead, a little bit different. So The our Wednesday night series will take us to Chicagoland for next week, but this series will take us to Martinsville.
Don't look now, but if I'm Vernon Broadbeck, I'm sweating in my fire suit because, ooh, and he touches the apron just a little bit there on the exit of 4. It's going to give Wenzel an opening. He jumps up to the high side, not quite enough space. Now crossing him over, back down on the bottom. He might be enough just inside of him to keep Broadbeck on that middle line. He is. They're going to drag race it off of turn 4 here. Not quite enough space for Wenzel to make his move, but patience, patience, patience. Wenzel seemingly a little bit quicker.
Yeah, the gap is gone. He's found a different line that works. And Vernon's got a rear view mirror full of Jordan Wenzel.
Yeah, those new tires sure did help him too. A few fresher, but going a long way and paying some dividends here. Here he goes down the bottom. He's going to get around him here. Broadbeck, a little slip and slide. You can see his wheel being a little bit of a handful. And Jordan Wenzel back out to the lead.
Our new leader, our pole sitter, Jordan Wenzel, recaptures with just 20 laps to go here at Homestead.
No shortage of excitement now that we've been running green. We knew it was going to happen once they got the green flag laps in. I will tell you, I think there's a few back there still that got something for Jordan Wenzel.
Well, now Jordan's catching up to lap traffic or the tail end of the field. He's now going to have that to deal with as long as those drivers behind, Vernon Broadbeck, Austin Wheeler, and Eric Jeffers now good showing up to 4th.
It's going to play a factor here as they run side by side. Wenzel obviously quicker, but not maybe going to get the ideal entry that he wants. Could give some of these drivers a chance to get a little bit of time back.
He just went past the 79 of Scott Thomas.
Austin Wheeler here making a move on Vernon Broadbeck, getting up to that 2nd position. What a night for Eric Jeffers, though.
Absolutely. Yep, plus 16 spots. And PPG Menards Ford Mustang. That's one thing I have noticed here, Sal, is that as these drivers are going around, there are pit battles, but for the most part, it's a solitary race. You're there. It's not like you're at Dega or at one of the super speedways where you're running side by side a lot, pretty much the whole race. Here, you've got to find out what works for you and stick with it. And you're going to run solo like this, just like you see Jordan Wenzel, just like we saw Vernon Broadbeck and others, looking for that incremental gain.
And that's what this race is. It's many incremental gains strung out over time, and it really is running a race of your own. The pack racing, not so much the flavor of the day here in Miami, but you can get yourself timed out with strategy and figuring out exactly where you need to be on the track. You can get to the front, stay at the front, and make runs to the front like we've seen Jordan Wenzel do, like we've seen Vernon Broadbeck do, and like we see Austin Wheeler trying to do now. He's running that middle line super consistently. He's trying to make up some time here and try to take a shot at this thing with just 15 laps left in this race. Pretty gapped out now from first to fourth. Looks like an eternity away. I say that as Eric Jeffers puts himself from 4th to 3rd. A little bit of lap traffic here for our leader. Gets around. And a caution is out.
Oh my gosh.
A late caution.
It's like Paul Irvin possibly involved.
Wow, that is gonna change a lot of things.
He is pointed in the wrong direction and hold those brakes. The 51 of Paul Irvin gets involved in something.
I have to imagine.
There's contact, unfortunately.
Wow.
If that's a Musso.
Yeah, that's a tough situation to have happen at this stage of the race where you really don't need to be running each other that close, but I mean, Paul Irvin not too pleased.
Yep. Oh, man, that was close. At 28, let's see if we can just quickly just grab that real quick and wind that back because someone escaped death.
Yeah.
Give me a quick second to see if I can.
We got cars on pit road here too. A lot of the field came down to grab tires. Be interesting to see who decides to take all four. Maybe there's drivers who's are gonna get frisky, take less than four. But they're out there getting their services in. Pit crews are busy. They'll get back on track here for the final 12. 10 by the time they're ready to go.
I'm curious to see who this car was that just slipped by.
Ooh, the 19.
The 19 of John Ledger threaded the needle.
That's real Dukes of Hazzard style right there.
Absolutely. All right, so everybody came down here, lap 122, 12 laps to go for that incident that was between Joe Musso and Paul Irvin there. John Ledger in the 19 gets the special blessing there because he made it through by a whisker, avoiding that wreck. But Jordan Wenzel, Austin Wheeler, Eric Jeffers, Vernon Broadbeck, and Matt Persini, that's your top five.
Yeah, no extra special points for the 19 for that move, but a round of applause well deserved. Going to be fun to watch this one happen. Going to be interesting to see how hard Austin Wheeler pushes on the restart here because we know the inside line is the preferred line and getting that jump. But, we said it earlier in the race, you don't always get the cars up to speed behind the leader until about a lap and a half after the fact. It's going to be kind of a dogfight here as they get going back green.
All right, just 11 laps to go. And Sal, we have got ourselves a race.
This sure is. I mean, this is more than just a barrel of monkeys out here trying to get this one finished up because, you watch this one, if it would have stayed green, I think Wenzel would have been your winner for sure. But now, some things are in doubt.
How the 81 puts this restart together. Does the 48 leverage that? We'll see right now.
Pace car's off. Got to be careful here. Away they go. The 81 does get that big jump. The 48.
Got a little bit of a push from the 10 by Vernon Broadbeck to say, hey, buddy, you need to go.
They're hungry. They want to get going. Broadbeck's getting a second lease on life here with that caution, and he does not want to squander it.
There's no the advantage for Jordan Wenzel was not there. These guys anticipated they were right there, and
we got another yellow flag.
Another caution is out. I've got no indication what happened. Looking around the track, see if I see anything. Nothing.
Not too sure what happened there. Haven't heard much over the headset.
All right, no chatter at this point. Well, that actually plays, I think, positively for Jordan.
Yeah, it sure does. I mean, it
Yeah.
gives them another chance at the restart. You know, I think the 10,
The
the
10
10 are,
and the 48 actually did a great job on that restart.
you have to hope the 48 kind of helps the 10 now, the way that the 10 helped the 48. You know, I don't know, maybe it's less about helping each other, but more about getting where they want to go and competing for the lead. But you know, whether they're teammates or not, you're gonna have to work with guys out here if you want to try to rein in the leader with those types of advantages being on that bottom line.
I think the 22 of Ty Bosick is getting his lap back. He's lucky dog. A couple drivers on pit road: Gary Wells, Jay Schultz, Scott Thomas, Shane Trotter, Dan Hughes. Joe Musso is in there with the 28 with some extended repairs from that last incident. I think we still have a total of 35 drivers still who will compete at speed. But we will be 6 laps by the time we go back to green here.
This is the part where it's hearts and mouths time right here. Hopefully they can keep it green.
And it looks like the 81 has decided he's going to take the outside line.
That's a choice. It's a choice. Maybe he didn't like what he felt there on the bottom the last time around.
It is.
Maybe he prefers getting pushed by the 12 potentially on a restart.
Yeah. It is. It is the dealer's choice. It's the you're in charge. If you want that outside line, that's the driver's choice. I'm not sure I would have taken that choice, but as we talked about earlier, Eric Jeffers having a great night. He now finds himself right there behind Jordan Wenzel. I think we could go on board on this restart. Let's follow. Let's watch it from the cockpit of the 48.
Yeah, it should be. There's going to be a whole lot to see as those two try to link up and get together and make it happen.
Going to watch this restart from the inside of the 48, Austin Wheeler. Saw him close up that gap pretty tight between him and the 10.
They're going to get ready for a big run here. Hopefully everybody holds that wheel straight. And the 81 gets a big jump on the outside. I mean, 10 and the 48 going to work together.
Oh, big push
like
though. Big push.
Yes, a little squirrely in the push, but I mean, it works. The 10's making a run. He's going to get to the inside of Wenzel here on the backstretch. A couple of drivers zigging and zagging back there. Pericini down there on the bottom with one of the Moose-Ows in the 25.
Oh, 3 wide splitting just behind. This is all or nothing time here as these laps are ticking away. Just a handful left here at Homestead.
Jordan Wenzel with a great run there off the exit of 4. Carries a ton of speed through the start finish and takes advantage using the bottom line, getting the lead back from Vernon Broadbeck.
Don't look now, the 12 of Eric Jeffers, big run on the backstretch, now finds himself up to 3rd, trying to battle with the 48.
And what a day this would be for him if he could bring home a podium finish. Podium, a win. Never know what we could have happen here. 4 to go as they come across the line this time by.
Vernon Broadbeck still trying to find a way to get around the 81 of Jordan Wenzel.
Oh, that 10 of Broadbeck is trying to put the moves on Wenzel, trying to do it respectfully. A little bit of communication there, letting each other know they're not trying to agitate one another, but trying to race clean here and make it happen.
It's soon to be potentially a 3-way battle here. The 10 blocking. I think there's a car sliding behind. We'll see if the caution comes out
Oh, Jordan Wenzel got loose there as he was running side by side with Vernon Broadbeck and got up into the wall. Slowed him down considerably. Lost a couple of spots, and Broadbeck is gonna get out here and not have to battle as hard as he was. But don't look now, Austin Wheeler. Here he comes.
Vernon Broadbeck takes over the lead. Austin Wheeler fills in second. Eric Jeffers in third. Jordan Wenzel is kicking himself, trying to find a way to pedal that car back up to the front.
And it's so difficult at this stage of the race. Oh, as Eric Jeffers looks to take advantage
contact.
on the top.
A little bit of contact there between the two.
A lot happening here at the front.
Don't look now.
Eyeballs
just two laps. 2 laps. We're a car spinning on the backstretch.
They're three wide for the lead right now.
Coming to the white flag, this time by.
Wow.
Jordan Wenzel is just watching this happen in front of him.
He might not be out of this yet.
Nope. White flag flies. Whatever happens, happens here.
Oh, a little rubbing here between the 48 and the 10.
Wenzel went up high, trying to find a way to get that top end line speed. Oh, wrecking! Broadbeck and him collide. That puts it Austin Wheeler by in front, and he's got Eric Jeffers to contend with.
Jeffers not quite out of it yet, but Wheeler on the preferred line as they come out of 3 and 4. What a finish this was. Austin Wheeler takes home the checkered flag in Miami, Homestead-Miami Speedway.
There's going to be a lot of tempers here. Vernon Broadbeck right now is showing in 26th position. Limping around, got some major damage on the 10. Jordan Wenzel also major damage here. He's trying to make it back. His tires are just bumper damage. He's now showing back in 20th.
Wow. That's a tough one for those two guys, but what a race by these front three here. Huh? Austin Wheelers, Eric Jeffers, and Matt Pericini. They stayed patient. They bided their time, and
the 51 just go by. He crab walked across the finish line.
As long as you get across.
All right, let the 48 celebrate. Let's just quickly go back and see if we can back up just what exactly happened here between the 10 and the 81. These guys were in a pitched battle here.
And this was 3 wide here. I mean,
the 10 got loose.
Yeah, the 10 gets loose coming off the exit. That's a tough position to be in, knowing that you really got nowhere to wash up to as that lane is closing. 48 doesn't make it real easy for him as he's holding that bottom line really strong, and Jordan Wenzel just had nowhere to go.
Nowhere to go. Victim of circumstance.
Austin Wheeler's still burning it down at the start-finish line, by the way. 10 out of 10 burnout.
Number of drivers, unfortunately, lots of luck change. Yeah, that's awful.
Yeah.
All right, so it looks like we've got our results. Let's quickly run through our race results. We've got drivers itching to speak with us. So. All right, Austin Wheeler wins here at the Straight Talk 200 at Homestead. Eric Jefferson second, Matt Pericini in third, Jacob Musso in fourth, Corey Bunch in fifth, John Ledger in sixth, Vince Burns in seventh, Tyra Lemon eighth, Jeff Ramsdell in ninth, and Tony Japs in 10th.
Then we have Jai Schultz, Matt. Oh man, this is small text. Sorry guys. Matt Crockett, Gary Wells, Michael Whitley Jr., Garrett Walden, Ron Fitting, and Mike Campeggio. Ty Bostic, Robin Maldonado, and Jordan Wenzel back there in 20th.
In 21st, Josh Douglas, 22nd, Keith Fonseca, Corey Ennis, Paul Irvin, Martin Pinnell, Vernon Broadbeck. I'm sorry for Vernon back there in 26th. You got Shane Trotter, Seth Thomas, Austin Walton, Martin Giroux, wrapping it up, Bradley Reese, Jonathan Vernakis, Joe Musso, Dan Hughes, Richard Mills, John DeRudris, Christopher Cash, Alex Murphy, Lucas Whitehead and Simon Magin round up the field here at Homestead. All right, let's try to bring in our third place finisher. That's going to be Matt Persini. Matt, congratulations. That was a wild finish here today.
Yeah, it definitely was. But hey, we got the 40XLI Chevrolet on the podium, so I mean that's a huge improvement over the last 2 weeks.
Absolutely. I mean, you had a great pole. I mean, you had a great qualifying event, picking up your in fourth, and here you are finishing third. Fabulous, fabulous finish.
Yeah, Booth. I know he doesn't race with us anymore, but he's been mentoring me a little bit, and we've had a lot of speed already this season. I mean, Vegas, I thought we probably were one of the top 2 cars, and unfortunately, somebody decided that they needed to side draft a little too close, and we got taken out, and that one stung a bit. So this week I was coming out with both barrels fully loaded, and gonna try to see if we can get a win, because I've tumbled from top 10 in points to below. I'm out of the top 20 in the last 2 races because of incidents that were out of my control and basically ruined my race.
Well, I think you did a long way in helping to improve that tonight.
Yeah, I think we're on the right track now. We're gonna get there. Booth's telling me I'm gonna get a win this year, so I keep believing that, and I think we're getting closer every week.
Well, congratulations on your performance tonight. Any shout-outs?
Yeah, just shout out to my teammates, Garrett, Jai, and Mike. Mike Wheel's the one that painted this car for me, and I think it looks absolutely fantastic. He's got one heck of a car coming for the Darlington Throwback race, and so I'm really looking forward to racing that one. So shout out to him, Mosh Customs. If you're looking for an iRacing paint, he does fabulous work. So and just thanks to the league guys, and thanks to you guys for doing the broadcast.
You got it. All right, that's your third place finisher here at Homestead. That's Matt Persini taking home, again, third place. And with that, let's bring in our second place finisher, Eric Jeffers. Wow, what a great finish for Eric. Eric, congratulations. Man, we saw you charging.
Yeah, round of applause for Eric. Go ahead, Rick. Sorry, I just a great finish tonight for Eric.
Yeah, thanks guys. It was fun. I'm happy with second, but I'm a little disappointed because I felt like I had a shot in the end. Just I don't know, it's close.
Well, you certainly had you had a lot in your windshield happening in front of you for certain tonight.
Yeah, I knew those last few laps were going to be crazy, and I was just hoping, man, if they can just kind of use each other up and get into it, then I'll be right there. But it kind of happened. I know Vernon and Jordan wrecked, but now then the 48 was ahead of me, and I couldn't do anything with him there. So yeah, it was a fun race. I'm happy. I mean, this year is going better than my year was last year, so off to a good start.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, great results. You qualified a little bit, not where you typically qualify. You wound up back there, but you picked up 18 positions to finish second. That's just a great race.
Yeah, I screwed up in qualifying. I was kind of mad at myself. My first lap wasn't great, and then my second lap was going to be probably at least top 10, and I got way loose out of 4 coming to the checkered, so I screwed that up. But fortunately, could stay out of trouble and make some progress. Yeah. So.
Well, no, great finish. Eric, any shout-outs tonight?
Just to the guys at FTM. I think we were leading the team points tonight, and hopefully we still are. But just thanks to those guys, and Scott and Josh for the lead. Like I always say, this league's come a long ways. Hopefully we'll clean up the cautions a little bit. That was kind of frustrating at the start of the race, and then I think we got Martinsville next week, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe I'll get lucky, and I'll get to talk to you guys again next week.
I think that would be awesome. Congratulations again on your finish. Yeah, Martinsville, always a challenge here on iRacing. All right, so with that, we'll bring in the man of the hour, Austin Wheeler. We saw you battling all night long. You were, you were right there, great qualifying effort, and you wound up, being at the front when he needed to be.
Yeah, man, that was a lot of fun. I actually enjoyed the car being hard to handle tonight. It was really free off exit, so that was a lot of fun, and everybody raced really clean up front together, so I enjoyed it.
Yeah, what did that look like for you? The last sequence there, as they were kind of wrecking above you, what did that look like for you as you kind of saw the clouds separate and you were able to kind of command the rest of that race?
A lot of prayer. Hopefully they don't come back down and hook my right rear. It was close.
It
A
was.
lot of it was my blind spot. If I couldn't see it, my right rear, I know that it was too close for comfort. So
Well, just a great finish. This definitely punches your ticket into the chase. Kind of take a breath and kind of mentally regroup as you go in. Pressure's off, right?
yeah, I mean now we're racing for points, right? Stage points.
Yep.
Try to get the stage wins, get the bonus points for the playoffs, and try to stack some more wins in that column over there.
So next week we wind up in Martinsville for the Cookout 200. Martinsville is kind of like a love-hate track for a lot of folks. What's your thoughts on Martinsville?
I like Martinsville. It's even more fun after about 30 laps where you can breathe a little bit. Hopefully we get to that point next week. It's a very mini version of this racetrack, pretty much. So I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully we can stay out of trouble and keep the car towards the front all night.
I think I hope that's the same mantra for all drivers. Martinsville, with the way it lays out, it really really teaches a driver just how to be respectful of other people's braking points. You got to have a lot of patience.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly that. The braking points are going to be different for everyone. The brakes you can adjust on these cars quite a bit, so people will be getting in a lot deeper than others. So as long as everybody protects themselves and don't run over each other, it should be a fun race.
Absolutely. Any shout outs tonight?
Yeah, no, my team, all three of us made it in here tonight. Unfortunately, I got caught up in some wrecks early, but putting in the time this week, practicing and trying to prepare yourself the best you can. Main sponsor, Wheels Painting and More, Smoky Mountain, everybody involved every week. It's a lot of fun to get the race here with these guys. So I appreciate being here and look forward to more races to come.
Absolutely. All right, well, that's your podium finish tonight with Austin Wheeler taking home the victory here at the Straight Talk 200 in Miami Homestead. Sal, any thoughts how we wrap up tonight?
I mean, this was one I feel like just that came alive late after what we saw early with a lot of yellows. Our friend on the flag stand there was getting his workout in, but once they got it straightened out and the tires came in, that last caution gave us something to holler about. And I haven't seen a more exciting finish, I don't think. 3 wide multiple times in the final few laps here for the lead. If you were tuned into this one, I mean, you got your money's worth and then some. So great racing by everybody tonight. Austin, again, congratulations on that win. Eric, a hell of a run to get back up to the front, and Matt and everybody staying patient. But shouts to Vernon and Jordan for really battling it out. I couldn't help but watch back their incident over and over again while we were kind of transitioning into the interviews, and it's just a tough deal, but I know those guys are really strong racers, and they'll make up where they need to and be competitors throughout the rest of the season at a really high level. So really, really fantastic night of racing here.
Absolutely. All right, folks, thanks again for tuning in to the IWM Broadcast Network. Again, if you get a chance to like and subscribe, we would certainly appreciate that. We thank you for all you've done if you're watching this on live or on replay. We hope to see you next week, where we will be in Chicagoland on Wednesday, but Martinsville at the Paperclip for the iNRS Racing Series. Should be a fun one, and we'll get you more details as this week kicks off. So from Sal and myself, thanks for tuning in, and have a great night.